Hey there, I'm Nicholas Grant, and we're going to be talking about backlink building, aka off-page SEO. Now, I'm the founder of Tourism Taught, which is a travel marketing company, and previously I've helped take a company from about 3 million users to over 5 million users, largely through digital marketing. Now, this video that we're doing right now is an introduction to off-page SEO and backlink building for all businesses. So think of off-page SEO as really promoting your content in your website. And you largely do this in order to get backlinks. Now, what is a backlink? Well, backlink is when one website, different than your own, has like a hyperlink somewhere in their content to your website. Now, when a website does this, Google views your site as being more credible because it's saying, hey, other sites think that your website's a reliable source. So, if you go on like SEMrush or Ahrefs or any of these, SEO tools, you'll see that there's a domain authority factor. Essentially, that's what this is, right? When you get more backlinks, your website has an increased level of domain authority, and that signals to Google that your website is, hey, more reliable and should be ranked higher on their search engine result pages. So that's really the impact that has on domain authority. But something that you should really take into account then, right? If each website has a domain authority, then not all backlinks are created equal, because backlinks can be coming from websites that have a high level of credibility and authority, and then websites with a very low level of credibility and authority. So ideally, you want to get backlinks from sites that are very credible. When I say credible, think about like the New York Times, Wikipedia, or academic sites, right? If you have a backlink from Harvard, .edu, or from MIT, very credible academic site, or even other academic sites, state schools, stuff like that, it's going to be viewed as very important compared to a backlink from a website that just started, or that really doesn't have much traffic, doesn't have a high sense of credibility. So you want to focus on the quality of your backlinks versus the quantity. You can have 5,000 backlinks from websites that have a very low level of domain authority, and it won't be worth as much as just one backlink from like an edu website or a .gov website, website with a lot of credibility. So, focus on quality over quantity. And when you try go in the quantity route, you might even fall into, stuff like black hat SEO, right? If you buy a bunch of, crappy backlinks, Google actually classifies that as one of the black hat techniques, similar to like keyword stuff and stuff like that. And it could really damage your SEO, right? You could get flagged by Google and it could be harmful to your website. So we highly suggest that you don't go that route. Now, there's a handful of backlink building methods, right? Off-page SEO methods that you can follow. And we're going to, present the 4 simplest methods to you. So the first one is press coverage. This is like reaching out to media outlets, bloggers, for coverage. And you could use tools like Haro to, get in touch with all of these journalists. So when a journalist is looking for a source, when a blogger is looking for a source, you could provide input into their story, and then they'll, credit you in their story and give a backlink to your website. So press coverage is the first main method. Then you have like guest blogging. This is where you offer to write, guest posts on other people's websites in exchange for a backlink. Now, the problem with this method is it can be very time consuming, but if you start guest blogging on some very credible websites, it can also be extremely rewarding, depending on what your niche is. But when you think about like travel and hotels, if you get a backlink from Wanderlust, which offers, guest blogging, that would be extremely credible for you. And then, you can also collaborate with local businesses in order to get backlinks. And this is something that we've seen time over time, in which, let's say you're, in a niche, right? if you're a hotel owner or a tour company, you may work with let's say you're in San Diego, you may work with La Jolla Moms, the blog, the website there, and provide input into your hotels and events that's going on, or into your tours, in exchange for backlinks and stuff like that. Essentially, you're setting yourself up as a credible source within this localized niche in which you're offering to help and to be on each other's podcasts, and to be in each other's blogs and so on. So getting in and collaborating with local businesses and kind of joining a niche could be a very effective method for getting backlinks. And then also listing your company on local directories, right? If you're a hotel business, you can get backlinks from getting on Expedia, getting on TripAdvisor, getting on Bookings.com, where they link to your website. So that's a very successful way as well, is to just get on all of the local directories and make sure that people know that you exist. Now, here's a bonus and advanced technique, and this advanced technique is called the moving man method. It was introduced and developed by Brian Dean, who's like an SEO god. He's a wizard of SEO. He's the king of SEO. He founded a company called Backlinks, and he does a damn good job about teaching and doing SEO. So the process of the moving man method is essentially you identify broken backlinks or websites that have closed, gone out of business. So if there's a hotel in your city that has gone under, right, that hotel, well, their website had a bunch of backlinks, from other businesses pointing to theirs, but now it's pointing to a hotel that doesn't exist, a website that doesn't exist. And essentially how the moving man method is you're well aware of what's going on within your local environment, within your niche. You know all of your competitor hotels, so you will know when a hotel or a tour company or a travel agency within your city goes under, right? And when they do go under, when their website ceases to exist, you use advanced tools such as SEMrush or Ahrefs, and you find out which other websites was linking to theirs. And then you get in touch with those websites, and essentially you offer your hotel as a credible source. So a good example of this is, let's say there's a blog post for like the 10 best boutique hotels in Honolulu, Hawaii, and one of the hotels goes under. Well, now there's a gap in that list. And if you have a boutique hotel, you can get in touch with the owner of that blog, through email or through their contact form on their website. Let them know that the competitor hotel went under, went out of business, and now they have a gap in their list, and you can offer to fill it, right? You can say, hey, here's the content for it. You could use our hotel, yada yada, and maybe even build a relationship with that person as well, and include them in your in your local niche, in your group of partners where you show up on each other's blogs, podcasts, and so on, right? So that's the moving man method, and it can be extremely effective. Now, in conclusion, if you take a handful of these techniques, I list about 5 of them, 4 of the main ones, and then 1 advanced. If you take 1 or 2 of them and you really focus on those, and you set aside time, either weekly or bi-weekly or monthly, just some continuous schedule, and you work on it, you should be able to get backlinks. If you have any questions, comments, anything like that, just leave them down below, and we'll do our best to answer and respond to them for you. Thanks.